This is JW Hyde, and you are listening to GADcast. We have Adam and Andy here. Adam, say hey.
Hey, Jay.
Andy, say hey.
Hey, Jay.
Thanks for enduring that atrocious house band. The last band all died from mild urinary tract infections. First up on the...
If they weren't mild, we'd all be dead.
They were Diablo urinary tract infections.
Those taste the worst.
Yeah. Well, I think the Verde is probably the worst they had there.
Probably.
So we do have some more news about GADFest. Am I correct?
GADFest. That's
not,
right.
Not to be confused with GADcast or GADzine.
Yes. GADFest. No. Yeah. No. GADFest III. It's the third GADFest, and we're doing it on October 27th. And it's on a Saturday.
Everyone knows that the threequel is the best.
That's October 27th, 2018.
That's 2018, yes. On a Saturday. And because it's the third one, it will, of course, be in 3D. And you won't need glasses for it to be in 3D.
Yeah, everyone wear your 3D glasses, though, anyway. Like that guy that helps beat up people in Back to the Future.
So... it's going to be it's the same day as the Rocket City Punk Rock Flea Market. We talked about that on the last episode, I think, probably. We talked about it before. But it sounds like it'd be a lot of fun, really good punk rock flea market. I'm still seeing about maybe putting up a table. I haven't figured out exactly how we want to have it set up, but that seems like a good idea, so we should probably try to do that. It starts at 1, and then they run till about 8 o'clock. Then GADFest 3 starts at 9 o'clock. PM.
In the PM.
In the PM.
Central time, I'm
Central
assuming?
time.
Central time,
Yes.
Surely the time zones in Alabama won't change. Unless you're coming from out of state, you know.
Exactly.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
Well, you better be coming from out of state because everybody's going to be at this fucker.
Yeah.
So, yes, but GADFest 3, it's going to be a Halloween party. We want everybody to dress up. There's going to be a raffle. And I don't mean like... a raffle, that's like a big pistol. No, I mean like a raffle, like you can win shit. And we're going to have cool stuff. Last year's raffle had like autographed Misfits stuff and cool out-of-print records and all sorts of crazy shit. I don't know what this one's going to have. We get lots of cool merch from local businesses and stuff. So I think it's going to be awesome. Also, we'll be giving out free copies of GAD issue 19. That'll be the first night to get it. And it's going to have a limited edition hand numbered, which means we got to fucking number it. Sorry, guys. Hand numbered, and it's going to be a color cover.
What?
So, yeah, so it's going to actually be color. We're going to put some color in your lives. Of course, it might just be orange, but shit.
So is this the first color cover?
First color cover.
That was hard to say.
That really was. It was too hard to say. So it's gonna be the first one with that, and so we'll be giving away free copies of those. I'll probably make it like a limited edition of like 100. So, you know, if you're like 101, you come in there, then you're a sucker.
Yeah.
But we'll still have copies of it with the other cover for you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And
it sucks to be you copies.
Yes. Yeah, but I mean, it's still going to be a great issue anyway. We already have plans for it, and we'll have more details about this part of it to come because we're still just now putting it together. But there will be the Miss Rocket City Vampire Pageant.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
And
Ladies
gentlemen,
if you're willing to pay for it, and if Ivana Cupcake doesn't kick you out, she's the one hosting this. She might be like, "No, fuck you, you can't do this." But
I have literally no details.
But
about
I think if enough dudes come in with a whole bunch of money, then maybe they might be like, "All right, cool." I mean, honestly, I don't mind seeing some dudes dressing up like slutty vampires.
That sounds dope.
I have no problem with slutty vampire dudes.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty much like half our fan base anyway. I think, like the band's fan
half
base.
our band too.
Half our band is just slutty boy vampires with slits cut in the front of their dresses. So
I didn't know where you're gonna go with the slits thing.
Well, but anyway, yeah. So we're gonna have that, and of course, there's the little thing about music. The bands will be. We've already talked about them before on here, but Skeptic, who we've spoken about at length.
Skeptic.
Yes, they are fantastic. If you hadn't seen Skeptic, then what the fuck's wrong with you? You need to go see Skeptic at GADFest 3. And then Tiger Helicide, you know, we kind of suck, but we're friendly. We're not friendly. So
we mean well.
And we're awesome. You'll get to see, like, honestly, the latest version of our lineup hadn't been seen out much lately anyway. We must have been worried about recording and stuff. So you get that. Plus, you get the JW edition. So you get to see us with our new member. And right now, that's only our second show planned with JW on display.
Yes, I'm very excited and slightly scared.
And we're gonna shine you up and show you off.
Yeah.
And so we've got that, and also we're gonna have Dirty Scavengers. They play punk rock so good, you're gonna want to hear some of that punk rock. And then Devil's Got a Hold on Me. We've spoken about them at length on here in previous episodes. They are fantastic, and they are our old buddies. I don't think they've played. I know they didn't play last year's GADFest because that was like I tried to find a way to squeeze them in and couldn't. And that was like a major oversight because they really should have been at the last one. I don't even think they were at the first one. So this is like making shit right. Devil's Got a Hold on Me should be at this one. So they are there.
I am hoping they have some merch to sell. I know they've been making the tetanus shirts and stuff, which I would love one of those.
Yeah. Sell merch.
But I want a Devil's Got a Hold of Me shirt.
Yeah.
Because I saw Andy's.
Yeah, I was wearing mine the other day, and so...
I got really jealous. I don't have one of those, so...
I've got one as well.
I need one. But yeah, I'm very stoked about them playing.
So, but yeah, GADFest 3, I am super duper excited about it. To get in, it's only $5, 19 and up, because it's at Sidetracks Music Hall. We should have said where the fuck it is. It's at Sidetracks Music Hall
Sidetracks Music Hall
in Huntsville, and that's like one of the best venues there. So that's a great place to go. It's got a nice little stage, and it's super awesome, and the food's good, and there's lots of drink, and while we're on stage, we're going to throw candy at the audience. I just came up with that. So
that's actually kind of cool idea,
throw
though.
some fucking candy.
It's just not buy hard candy.
Yeah,
though.
but I'm just going to open up bags of Pop Rocks and throw it.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
We just Pop Rocks in 2 liters?
I'm just throwing Pop Rocks in people's beer. I ain't asking.
So plenty of reasons to come to GADFest.
Yes.
We will drop Pop Rocks in your drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Without you asking for it.
Yeah, we're going to distract you. We're going to do that little distraction routine. Be like, lady, why don't you look over there? And then we drop Pop Rocks in your drink.
There's nothing like PBR and blueberry Pop Rocks at the same time. I'm sure it's great.
That's how God intended it.
Yes.
And by God, I mean the devil.
Yeah. He's got a hold on me.
Devil's got a hold on me.
So, do you guys have any costume ideas? Or are we going to save that for the show?
We are going to go as the Human Centipede.
Oh.
The whole band is.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
So it's just going to be like
I
every
call
night
front
we hang
seats.
out.
I'm the front man, so I got to be in the front. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no.
Sorry, guys.
The one in the middle always dies, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they all
So you
kind of
can-
end up bad.
Yeah, it's not good for any of them.
They all kind of get the shit end of that. So
Yeah.
It's like not a...
Yeah, no.
Oh,
They got the gooeyest center.
I think the only like redeeming quality of that film was how creepy the dude was in the first one.
Yeah.
And then that one scene where they're like, it's almost a slasher film. That's the only part of that film I liked. But we're gonna eat each other's shit on stage.
That goes without saying.
That sounds like that's just G.G. Allen. That's not even a joke.
No.
Yeah. So and so that's GADFest 3.
Yeah, we just made it sound really bad, but you should go.
Yeah,
anyway.
we're not actually going to eat each other's shit on stage.
We will not be eating shit. Well, sounds like we might kind of be in our performance, but not, we won't literally be eating shit.
Yeah,
figuratively.
I'm not a big G.G. Allen guy.
There will be shit-eating grins.
Way to bring it back.
There you go. So
full circle.
But it will. All the money that we make from this will be going towards the GAD zine. And the GAD zine is the reason why we do this and we do all this other stuff. It is our free zine that we hand out, and we try to hand them out at shows. We set them up at like cool businesses where people can pick them up, and it basically just talks about local music. Well, not always local, but independent, mostly local music, art, has poetry in it. We try to put just anything that's interesting and good in there. And you'd be helped pay for it.
So yeah, that's why I've been talking about GADFest so much, because it is relevant to us and very important.
Yes,
to the GAD
it's very,
scene.
very good.
And up until this week, it was the only show that I had booked this year, so it was also very exciting for me.
Yes, but we actually have another show coming up before then. Yes. Tiger Helicide does.
And that is
September 28th.
Is it the 8th?
The day.
Yeah, I think it's the 8th because I would keep saying the 29th.
September 28th.
September 28th.
Which is a Friday.
And
I think we talked about it. And it is at Copper Top.
Yes. It's the Casket Kids birthday event. We're celebrating the birth of the Casket Kids.
dude,
That's what it is. So that's why it's very important for us to play the show, because we are old friends with the Casket Kids. They're one of the first bands we connected with in Huntsville. Super awesome. When our would-be bass player flaked out on us at a New Year's Eve show, beautiful Bradley Ace stood in for us. And he actually kind of knew some of the songs, which that's pretty awesome. These are good guys. Have always looked out for us, and it'd be fun to be playing a show with them.
Yeah, that was probably one of my first shows with Tiger Helicide.
Yep, I think that was your first, was it?
Probably was.
Yeah, it was. It had to have been.
Because at the time, it was just like me and you
Yeah.
and Tiger Helicide.
So yeah, that was your first. And then our bass player didn't show up, so he ended up being our bass player for that night, and it was great. And we actually got a lot of people liked the show okay, because we had a lot of people who hadn't seen us before, so I guess they weren't as bothered by it, but they appreciated our aggression and our... That's one thing we have going for us is... when we suck, we still keep going at it, and we're going to be entertaining anyway. So if a song fucks up, it's like, oh, things going off the rails, but there's nothing more exciting than a train crash. So
just steer into the crash.
yeah, that's what it is. So, but yeah, it'll be us, and we'll be with, obviously, like I said, the Casket Kids, and the McRiots will be there. We've talked about them before. They are super cool, and they make horror punky kind of music like the Casket Kids do. We're not really horror punk, but we sing about a lot of horrible shit. And we'd have a lot of axe murderer
like
songs.
Murdering and a lot of stuff. Like
Yeah,
references.
Jesse's favorite song of ours is about prison rape, though. I don't understand why he's so hung up on that.
Which one is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's your favorite
Oh,
song?
okay. I was like, wait, maybe I've been misinterpreting the lyrics.
We do have a song about prison rape. It's called Lockdown.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
It's about a guy being raped and murdered in prison.
Oh,
Yep.
well,
It's catchy.
maybe you deserved it.
It really happened.
Oh,
It's based on a true story.
wow.
Yep.
Did,
And you're
What did
glad,
the guy-
and
what-
you're glad he's dead.
what did the guy
Jesse
do?
hates this
Why
guy.
was
Why
he-
does he hate this guy?
Yeah, what did he do
His
to you
kids
that...
don't have a father because he killed the father.
Was he
I
a
don't know.
marijuana salesman? How did he get in
I
prison?
don't know what he did, but he was
You just assume that he's a drug dealer.
it was
I was
Just
trying to
assume
give
that
him the
he's a-
benefit of the doubt.
it was a guy who was I don't know, he was probably like a pedophile or something bad. But anyway,
yeah.
a bunch of guys had gotten together, cornered him, and did bad things, and it was caught on tape. And it was kind of used as an example for folks working at prisons to, like, don't do this. Like, try not to let this happen, or this is what can happen.
Yeah, that's rough.
So it's a pretty violent song, but it's a little out of character for us, but,
Yeah.
fuck it. I don't know. We just put the stuff, so it's like it was a story that spoke to me in a bad way, so it became a song.
Yeah, my favorite song by Tiger Helicide hasn't been released yet, so.
That's right.
It's
called Jesse is so good looking.
Because you're gonna help write that song, right? You're gonna help write your favorite song in Tiger Helicide.
Yeah, any instrument that's played in that song is gonna be me playing. I'm kidding.
Yes.
Um,
But yeah, the Casket Kid show, though. I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be awesome.
I haven't seen the Casket Kids before.
Fucking loser.
I've listened to them.
Why you hate the Casket Kids?
I'm really stoked to play with them. And McRiots, I was listening to them last night, and Dead by Dawn is a fucking badass song. Like, I thought it was great, like all the Necronomicon references and everything, and like the fact that it had subtext to it, so it wasn't just like, straight like this is about the movie. It was
Well, that's
like,
what I've said that about them before. Is I like that they're not just all just, whoa, the name of the movie.
Yeah, I know. Like, I love
Yeah.
the subtext in it, because even my favorite horror films have subtext.
Yeah.
Like I really like stuff like let's see, Veronica, Babadook.
Amateur porn star killer. Yeah.
Is that a movie?
Yeah.
I remember Zombie Strippers, but
Yeah,
I don't
no,
remember.
it's
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a great movie.
Zombie Strippers isn't great either.
No.
But, Robert Englund's in it. And Bloodshot Eyes is a great song by the McBrides as well.
Nice.
But yeah, it's really badass. Their songs are so sing-alongable. I can't wait to play with them.
But I think it's going to be an awesome, awesome show. These are great guys. And I haven't seen the McRiots play live. I've missed it. I've had opportunities, and I hadn't really... Like, it looked like I'd have an opportunity, and then it'd fall through, and I'd be like, fudge.
And it's always been like one of my dreams to play at Copper Top. Because like,
You haven't
I'm
played
always
it?
just...
You've never played it?
I'm
You haven't
just
played it
in the
Copper
crowd.
Top?
Yeah, I'm just in the crowd all the time. Like,
Man.
me and Arturo bumping, into each other. Like,
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
If you're in the band, who's going to be in the crowd now?
I'll make sure Arturo shows up.
Yeah, we'll still have Arturo and Fucker Dave and
Maybe.
all those guys.
I don't think he likes me. Maybe he likes you guys enough that it'll be okay.
Oh, he will. I'm gonna hit him up on Facebook and be like, you bring all those dudes from Sand Mountain.
A whole bunch.
Other than that,
good show.
got cast out.
Yeah, we should. See, this is what happens when we don't make good notes. Jesse made some notes. That's good. He kept it in his wallet.
Yes, I made notes.
He scribbled it with crayon, it looks like.
Wallet notes.
This is whatever was beside the bed.
Well, it looks like crayon.
Spermicidal jelly. You can't even see that.
I've been listening to. I posted last night. I was like, "Hey, drop your local music here." So I checked out some tracks last night, and it might have been after I took like 3 Benadryl. So it was a lot more fun.
So it's not your fault he fell asleep.
But I checked.
Blame it on the Benadryl.
Blame it on the bennies, you know. But I finally listened to Solo Monk and the Coffins Covered in Cherry Blossom song with the visual video. All fantastic. I mean, it's great instrumentation, like intellectual, like honest, thoughtful rap. It's like musicians hip hop. You know, I like that he plays the guitar, bass, keys, and like uses MIDI percussion. And I definitely recommend his music.
There's a lot of depth to that man. Anything that's happening from him, you should check it out. And somehow Solo Monk, I don't think it's been reviewed in the zine yet.
Maybe 20.
Yeah, maybe. No, it might be in this next issue. It might be in 18, I guess. I can just jot down the shit you say here and then like pretend that's my review. Like, so I hope you say good stuff.
That was it. That's all I had.
Fuck.
And then some dudes hit me up from this band called Annihilism, and they had a song called "Incarcerated by the Unknown," and they're brutal as fuck. Like it's just really heavy, reminiscent of like Black Dahlia Murder, like Code Orange. Their vocalist is like very versatile, you know. You can go like highs and lows. Like they're just the sound quality's fantastic, so that was pretty cool. And my friend Jacob Haney has a music project called Mighty Menace, and it's piano, drums, vocals. It's got this really retro emo feel, and it sounds a little bit like early Bright Eyes, and it sounds like good for like night drive music, and it's got great vocals, a lot of layering to it, so that's been pretty badass to hear, and I'm glad he's got something going on. And other than that, Jackson Wynn from Birmingham, I believe. Birmingham?
You don't know.
He's
from the UK? He's from Birmingham?
Yeah, he's actually a member of the Peaky Blinders. But
he grew up with Black Sabbath.
But yeah, his music name is JAXXSONWYNN, and the music video is called Trapped, and it's artsy, like really fucking well shot as fuck. Like it's a killer music video, super surrealist. It's almost Lou Reed-esque, but modern. It's just got like a huge dynamic towards the end, and it's really rad, killer sound. It touches a little bit on like the nihilist on your shoulder plus the inspirationalist on the other shoulder, you know, like it's fucking rad. And after that, have you heard of Flood Reactor?
No, I don't think so.
What about Slum Happy Duo? Do you remember them?
I don't know.
Well, it's folk punk from Albertville.
Yeah.
And one of my best friends, he lives in St. Augustine, Florida now. So he's like, well, it still counts. It's Alabama music, you know. But
yeah.
Flood Reactor has some tracks out. One of them's called Money Mountain. It's fucking badass. Check out anything Flood Reactor. I still have this old like Hubble Rat CD in my car. I listen to all the time. But it's got that, you know, like early country, but like punk as fuck, like lyrics and vocals, very universal. Lots about traveling. I think let me see if I can find like the picture he had for that actual track, but it's pretty entertaining. It says spread your cheeks and ride the rails. That's from the demo. And it's got train tracks drawn, but I highly recommend it. It's got, I think there's violin and banjo on that track, unless I just like can't hear correctly. But yeah, that's a lot of the tracks I listen to. Besides the goddamn riots, which are fantastic. I listened to the song Aim High last night, and it's dynamic as shit, like really heavy punk, like headbanger. Almost 80s sound, like just killer breakdown. It's got a huge build, and like makes me want to smash windows with bats and shit. Like, I'm pretty excited to see them live if I can.
Miley Cyrus makes me want to do that.
Yeah, but that's in a different way. That's like that's like a folk way. But
I just start smashing shit, and they're just like, "Oh, he's just being Miley."
Yeah, as long as you have a giant teddy bear on your back, you can.
Yeah, I always do. You got them like nihilists and shit on there. I got a teddy bear.
Yeah, fucking
Nihilist teddy bear.
Now I got a Halloween costume idea.
Nihilist teddy bear.
Okay, that sounds better. I was just gonna be Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus. We could be different era Mileys.
And,
Each band member.
Different
era Miley. Amazing. I already have like her that blonde when she had that simple Jack haircut. I kind of have that.
And Katy Perry kind of has that going now. I don't know what her manager's telling her to do because I assume they don't make their own decisions.
No, which they probably do now.
You think so?
Yeah.
I know like a lot of bands, they'd have to sign contracts to say like major label singer songwriters. I think like Pink and Avril Lavigne.
You should see what we make people have they have to do when they sign to Murder Boy Music. It's terrible what we do.
Yeah, you can only play songs we write for you. Yeah. This is Axe Murderer 9. Play it now.
Yes.
But yeah, they weren't allowed to play songs they wrote and record them. But yeah, other than that, check out a band called Mend. It's Mend with a period at the end of it.
Mend with a period.
I
don't know if we've reviewed them in the zine before.
They were pretty.
I want to say we
fucking rad.
Or almost did or something. Sometimes I think bands have been reviewed and they haven't.
I'd check out the song Better Left to Rot. It's got some killer lead, hardcore, sing along. It's like fun too. It's got a lot of harmony. I don't know. It's really well recorded. It's fun as fuck.
Cool.
I listen to a band. Of course, I'm listening to a ton of bands, and I kind of don't want to talk about them too much right now because I'm writing.
Yeah, that's all. I was like, I can do just random reviews while you still keep the zine
Here's
going.
the review I was just like writing today. But no, I did. I listened to this band. It has dudes from other bands. This is really helpful. But they're from Huntsville, and I don't know if it's pronounced a certain way or if they just say the letters, but it's like AATXE. Is it? I don't know what they are. But they're like experimental metal hardcore stuff. But I really recommend checking them out because they're not.
Sounds cool.
When I say like when you hear somebody say like it's experimental metal, it's like substandard Mr. Bungle wannabe, like System of a Down, but like we down tuned even further, so it's like not,
Drop X.
but these guys like, first of all, are super talented musicians, and you can tell it's like guys just really doing what the fuck they want to do, and it's like super duper. I was not expecting it to be anything that, like, I was expecting it to be good because I knew the pedigree, but I was not expecting it to be like awesome. And I mean, I highly recommend it, and it's I'm looking at my phone so I could remember it. AATXE.
I'll have to listen to them. That sounds awesome.
They're on Bandcamp.
That sounds like a ticker symbol for some kind of stock. But
yeah, that sounds.
I don't know much about the stock market.
Maybe we should invest.
Yes.
We should invest in AATXE.
Should we start getting into the stock market and base our investments on band names?
Possibly.
Let's do that. I'm telling you, there's a lot of money in Guns N' Roses. Not the band.
Yeah, I mean,
they suck, but I'm saying, like, people like Roses and people like Guns.
That is true.
So, a lot of money in both.
Oh, Chinese Democracy was terrible. But anyway.
It's because it's by Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Just like the other Guns N' Roses album.
It really
That's
is.
like, that album really sucked. It's like, no shit.
I know. Like,
What'd you think? You went and bought a Guns N' Roses album. You expect it to be good? What the hell's wrong with you?
I could never get into him. Like, just knowing that Axl Rose was such an asshole.
I don't no, that's how. Ooh, I'm getting political here. Here comes a little bit of politics. But this is how fucked up our politics are right now. That I find myself on the same side as Axl Rose.
What did he say?
That's how he don't like the president.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
because didn't he say racial slur on one of their cover songs? It was a punk cover song.
No, he said racial slurs on their own songs. Shit.
Oh.
back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, they were apologizing that early on, but no, they suck.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses sucks.
I'm sure Slash.
Everybody listening to this loves Guns N' Roses, but Guns N' Roses sucks. I'm sorry.
What was Duff McKagan in before?
Huh? He was in the Fartz.
Yeah.
The Fartz are better than Guns N' Roses.
I agree with you.
They are. I would rather listen to Guns and Farts.
Guns and Farts.
Or Farts and Roses. The Farts are way better.
Okay, Farts and Roses is a pretty fucking
Farts
good
and
band.
Roses, yes.
I guess that's the title of the episode.
Yes. But the Farts with a Z. If you ever want to search for them, it's the Farts with a Z. They're really good. Just good old, well, of course, old school because they're old. But it was a punk band.
Sweet. Yeah, I knew Duff was always my favorite in the band. I knew there was a reason why.
Just because he's the least Guns N' Roses-y.
Yeah.
Outside of Buckethead, I guess.
Yeah, and fuck that.
Buckethead's great.
Do you like Buckethead?
Yeah, on his own.
Like, what do you like about him?
I like him when he records with Chop Top from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. He has a bunch of albums with him.
Really?
Yeah, the Corn Bugs.
Oh, now I have to check into
I heard the first Corn Bugs album was like really, really great. You can probably find it online to listen to it, but it's out of print. Or at least it was out of print last time I looked.
I thought it was just like a dude with a KFC bucket on his head and a mask doing masturbatory guitars.
It's really funny because I was telling a friend of mine, I was like, I was telling him about my autographed Chuck Mosley CD. Mm-hmm. And a guy said to me, he's like, oh, I thought you were talking about Bill Mosley at first. And I was like, well, I got an autographed Bill Mosley CD too. Because I want the Corn Bugs album I ordered was autographed. So
that's awesome.
So I have both autographed Chuck and Bill, and they have nothing to do with each other.
I need to check out the Corn Bugs.
Yes, do it.
Andy, have you been listening to any new music lately?
No, he's wearing a damn real big fish shirt. He doesn't listen to new music.
I'm laughing at him wearing a fucking brand new shirt.
Yeah, and it's probably not brand new, is it?
It's old.
It's old.
Yeah, if you wear a brand new shirt, first of all, unless you're a poser, you have to discard your brand new shirt after you wear it once, and then you have to buy another one, so it's always brand new. That's how it works. Which is a great angle if you sell brand new merch.
Yeah, that's
like, man, that's thing. Old. You got to buy the new one.
Jesse's got to say that at shows from now on.
Yeah. It looks like a bootleg. Isn't that what you said?
It was from Amazon.
You didn't just say that.
Does Amazon sell bootlegs?
If somebody's selling bootlegs on Amazon.
They sell the Amazon Basic shit. That's
Are you wearing an Amazon Basic brand new shirt?
I think so. Basic brand shirt.
It's punk rock, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck it. So we gotta actually have band practice. That's the thing that needs to happen.
Yeah,
I haven't actually played with you guys yet.
No, but you did record as a member of Tiger Helicide.
Yes. So I'm officially I started the clock on me being in the band as soon as I played that really shitty riff.
And I have added you. I have made you Facebook official. You're listed as a band member.
I looked so like derelict in that photo.
Yes, it's nice. It's nice. But but we haven't. Have we talked about the new song yet?
I don't think. When we talked about Tiger Helicide stuff, I don't know if we talked about.
I don't think we talked about the new song, but yeah, Jesse's on our new song, and the plan is, this goes back to GADFest III. The plan is to make a limited edition CD. They'll have our new song on it that we will sell at that show, and that's going to be the only place you can get that CD. Will be at that show, or I guess if we have some left over, because all you assholes won't buy it in the first place. But basically, we're just going to make a limited amount of that particular CD, and I'm sure that song will show up on something else at some point. But yeah, that's going to be the way to get it. Maybe we'll throw some extra weird shit on there too.
It's a great song, and I can say that because I literally only contributed a small part to it. So.
And what's the name of the song?
Punk Rock Fanzine.
Yes, that's right. It's about a punk rock fanzine. I would say punk rock zine, but when you sing the word zine, it doesn't sound like anything.
Yeah.
So you say fanzine. So I know there's going to be some like zine archivist, zine anarchists are going to be like looking back, and they're going to be like, well, actually the fanzine was like the precursor to the zine. The fanzine was made by like the sci-fi writers and and it's like, no, like fuck you. It's like, I need another syllable.
Well, also
it's punk rock fanzine.
Wordplay, because you say punk rock fantasy later on.
Yeah, exactly.
And it kind of like fits together. I don't know, I love it. So
if I didn't have the fanzine, it'd just be like, but that's where you mostly just have to say fanzine so people know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, because if you just say zine, they're like, a Z? Zine.
Yeah. Zine Zanzari?
Zine. See, like right now, I'm making that joke, and on this podcast, nobody's gonna know what the fuck I just said just now. It's like they're just gonna think I said zine 15 times, even though I said 4 different words. Is this podcast done with yet?
We got 30 minutes in.
Oh, I should have said this earlier. To enter in the pageant for the Rocket City Vampire pageant, it costs $15.
Oh, cool. Is that like all that's on the flyer for the rules?
There's going to be more details coming soon.
Okay.
Right,
Cool.
but the $15, you can go ahead and give that to me as soon as possible.
Don't do that.
Don't send it to Andy.
Don't give $15 to Andy. He'll just blow it on Pop Rocks.
Which we will throw in your
Which will just
beer.
throw in your beer. So
I'm excited about this.
I think this is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be massive, and I might even be awake for this one. This is going to be great.
I've always wanted to play a Halloween show too.
Yeah,
so.
that'd be nice. This
You've
is a
never played
Halloween show.
No, I've never played a Halloween show. I've never played a Copper Top. Never played in Huntsville.
Man,
Yeah.
why would we let this loser in the
I
band?
know.
Shit.
That's what I was like when you guys asked me. I was like, "Are you fucking?"
He's like a
sure?
he's like a virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a virgin dressed like a slut. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just said that.
Slutty virgin.
Yeah, it's just
I mean, I do have the cutoff, the nice cutoff sign.
some Daisy Dukes.
Yeah.
Daisy
I
Dukes
don't know how you can
with the
sit down on
loafers
that cold
on.
chair with them riding up your ass like that.
I got it tucked under. That wouldn't help at all. Is that contest going to happen before the sets or afterwards?
It'll be we don't have the timing completely worked out yet. Like it's not 100% nailed down, but yeah, we'll be doing stuff between the sets. That's how
Who
it
would have
works.
thought that a punk rock thing would not be structured months and months ahead?
We will give it structure though.
Yes, it will happen.
It actually will be structured.
We will come together.
It's only when we're recording this right now, it is only August something.
Yes.
So this is going to be in October. So we will have it. We'll have it planned and structured and everything else. So we do have things great.
And we will tell you about it every week until it happens.
Because I can't think of anything else. But yeah, it's going to be great. We have a lot of plans and everything, and it's going to be fun. And we're just talking about the same bullshit we were already talking about before. Fuck.
Definitely. And go shop at Cosmic Debris. They have some record store day only products still available. They have Dave Grohl playing with Scream on vinyl. They have a Boston hardcore compilation.
Is that thing still there?
Yes, I kind of want it.
Why won't anybody buy this thing?
I'm thinking about buying this stuff no one else does. And
Boston hardcore.
And the Breeders' new record was there.
Yeah, no, people aren't buying records. You bunch of little cheap ass. People, please come to Gadsden, because people in Gadsden ain't gonna buy this shit. Come to Gadsden and buy the cool stuff that's at that store, and maybe he'll get more cool stuff there.
Yeah, he's got I think.
And the 4 of us who buy things from him will have something to get.
He's got Earth AD. I know he's got a few Ramones records. Of course, a shitload of Bowie. And
Last time I was there, he had some of the Cure records. He had the Cure,
yeah,
like the follow up to Mixed Up.
Mm-hmm. I think he's got like 5 now. Like,
if you like the Cure, that's usually a good place to go for Cure stuff. He likes the Cure.
And
Carl likes the Cure.
Raw Power, there's a new version of it on vinyl that I hadn't seen. It's like, I think it's got 2 different versions on it. There's like a remastered version.
It's probably the I wonder if it's the Iggy version and the Bowie version.
I'm pretty sure.
Because the original one's the Bowie version. Because basically, have you ever listened to Raw Power?
It kind of hurts my ears. The
original Raw Power, it's mixed by Bowie, and it has all these different little weird abstract noises, and it's shrill as fuck. But the reason why is because Iggy got control of everything, mixed everything down all crazy into like 2 tracks. So basically, mixing that was mostly them playing with like knobs, like playing with volume stuff. And so what happened was Bowie did what he could with it because the record label got him like, you got to come in here and work on this.
Yes.
So he came in and tried to fix it as best he could. And I think it has a lot of neat stuff going for it. And then years later, they were going to re-release it. And they said they were going to remix and master it with or without Iggy. And Iggy's like, but we'd really like you to do it because that'd be good. So Iggy went in there and Iggy made everything way overdriven. Mm-hmm. Like the volume, everything was in the red. So at the time it came out, some sources said it was the loudest record out because he turned it up so loud. So a lot of it sounds better, but the rest of the band actually didn't like that one either. They actually liked the Bowie version better because what he did was he went back and added a whole bunch of James Williamson's guitar parts that he had cut out, like little doodlings and him messing up. So there's extra guitar stuff that he wanted cut out that was put on there. That's still in there. So there's still not like a proper version, but like he cut out a lot of the kind of the neat little noises that Bowie had going. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm torn. I keep going like, I want the old version, and then I bought the old version. I was like, I kind of want the Iggy version now.
Now you can have both at the same time.
Both. That's right.
Yeah.
Buy the record twice, and you can just play them together. And you can watch The Wizard of Oz, and it'll go exactly with it.
It will.
Sync it up.
Yeah,
it syncs up. Yeah, right. With
that's not true at all.
It syncs up with Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It syncs up exactly with first episode of Little House on the Prairie.
What about what was it? The Medicine One show. What was that?
Dr. Quinn Medicine.
Dr. Quinn. Yeah, it syncs up with that show if you play it backwards.
It does. If you play the show backwards.
Yes.
If you play the show backwards, she's a really shitty doctor.
Yeah. She just keeps fucking up horses and shit.
Have you heard about the dude from the guy from IGN who got fired? You know what IGN is, right?
It's a website.
The gaming website?
Video game website, yeah. So the guy who was the host of their Nintendo podcast, NVC, Nintendo Voice Chat.
Yeah.
Philip Mewson. He got fired for plagiarism.
Really?
And he was doing like that classic, like he was, it has like the same structure of the people he was copying, but he would just change the words.
Oh, like a college student?
Yeah, like he had a thesaurus, and he'd just be like, here's another way to say this exact same sentence. And he copied this other dude's like podcast. This guy, it's like Boomstick something, copied his podcast to the point where, because for the IGN stuff, when they do reviews, they have to have video reviews to go with it.
Yes, and I watch all the video reviews.
One of the statements, like one of his descriptions, they actually start at the same time, on the same mark, same timestamp.
Wow.
So they fired the fudge out of him, and then he put out this video that's supposed to be kind of like an apology video, or it's more like his side of it. So he apologizes to IGN for like making them look bad or whatever. He apologizes to the company because it was for his review of Dead Cells, and so he was apologizing to them. But he doesn't apologize to the fucker that he like ripped off. He just says like, like, I wish you the best, and gives him advice for like being a podcaster or something. It's like, ass. And then so all these people start calling shit on him because that thing was really bad. Like he didn't give his side of the story. He just started making it sound like, well, that's what, like, everything he did was, he kind of made it sound like he was responsible for it because he was the head of editorial. Almost like implying that somebody else may have caused it and like he had missed it or something. So he's like, I accept responsibility, but he never once admitted to plagiarizing.
Yeah.
He still called them the plagiarism like allegations. And then he like called out a guy from Kotaku for having the article about him, and they showed how he had copied somebody else's review. I think it was Nintendo Life. Copied their review of FIFA 18 for the Switch, and he was calling the guy out, saying like, they're not anything alike. And then you look at it and they are alike. And then he's like, well, you can just go back and you can. He's like daring the guy to go and like look at his other videos that he has up on YouTube and find another one. And so he did. So so like the guy took him up on it, like instantly went and found a review for that the remake of Samus Returns. Like the old Game Boy game, the remake they did for the 3DS. And it is just disgustingly the same review. How much he just liked. And it was like he copied a review from Eurogamer. So, but yeah, he's bad. And like people from IGN were calling him out for it and shit. Here's the thing. He was calling out the guy from Kotaku saying, like, you're just trying to get a whole bunch of clicks and stuff, or maybe just like kicking a guy while he's down. But like definitely calling him out like he's just they're trying to make money off of his misfortune. Yes. Which, first of all, it's news if plagiarism comes from like one of the biggest names in video game reviews. Yeah. That's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, you learn in college that plagiarism is bullshit. Like, you don't steal
and when you're
other
a big
shit.
This is some little fan site. This is IGN. That's like a big money making. These are people with jobs.
I don't know shit about like game reviewing sites, but I still watch IGN every day.
But he tried to claim that it was normal practice for everybody to just do research and read other people's listen to other people's reviews and read other people's reviews. And it's like, no, you don't do that when you're reviewing something.
Yes.
You don't read somebody else's review to help with your review. That's you just copying their review. But he was calling them out for like acting like they're just trying to make money off his misfortune and stuff. And it's like, no, that's news. And then also somebody else from IGN.
It's not misfortune if it's plagiarism. Plagiarism is like literally
like you caused this.
Yeah.
But somebody from IGN called him out on this. But he monetized his video where he was giving his explanation. So he was getting paid. Because everybody was going to, I went to it. I was like, I want to see what he has to say about this. And that's what it was. So he took it down. He's taken it down since then because that did not help him. But I didn't like him hosting the Nintendo podcast for them anyway. I honestly think he was hired because he was a YouTuber reviewer, and I think they thought he'd look good and speak well for it. But I didn't think he was appropriate for Nintendo stuff because he would say things like, he never owned a Wii U, which I don't expect the world to own Wii U's. I did. But the Wii U was a flop. Yeah. But the Wii U was the latest Nintendo system before the Switch. So I feel like the guy who's supposed to be our focus for Nintendo from this company should have a familiarity with the Wii, especially since a lot of the games on the Switch are up-ports from the Wii U.
Yes, that's why, last night I was like, I should probably listen to local music. Yeah. Before the podcast and talk about it, because that's what we're doing, So the least he can do is buy the product and actually
own the thing and talk about it. So he couldn't do it, and he would do little shit like, I know this doesn't sound like a big deal, but he'd always call the 3DS a DS.
That's a big deal.
It's one thing to it happens in conversation, because they got the flip up, it's the follow up, but
that's his job.
But just for you to keep doing that all the time, and there was some games, I can't remember what they were, but there were some games that were part of popular franchises, and he didn't seem like he was into them very much within the Nintendo thing, and I'm like, why is he here? I always felt like everybody else there knew more than him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe people are just hating on Nintendo nowadays, but maybe they'll get somebody better from now.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, any final thoughts, guys?
I can't wait for Podfest.
Podfest. GAD Cast Fest.
Yeah.
At Cal's House Fest?
Yes.
Brad Stalls for life. GADcast out.
Nothing, see? All right, I don't blame you for being afraid. I ain't afraid of nothing. I kill people like you. Take your shot for
Scratching the scars until I can feel the fear of abandonment, being a paranoia. The threat of injustice creates a destroyer. You be so proud of yourself. But someone's decision to benefit you and nobody else. From the true light, you repelling the dark. Suffering brings vindication, dumb like an heart. Why don't you masquerade the truth of the matter? Cooking the center when the bullets start to scatter. Why to complain is when the body expires. Lighting through the haze, the smoke